Hey folks, this video is going to be a nice another long one, but stay tuned if you are looking to be educated and to get information on where to buy cheap and accessible vegan and cruelty-free makeup in the UK. Slash also Toiletries, I'll mention that in a bit as well. So I have like a note, don't try and read it, my writing is illegible when it's so, this is my quick handwriting, okay? I sometimes struggle to read my own writing when I write it this quick, but the point is, I got lots of notes to drop on you so that we can all get educated on this. Basically, this video, I'm going to be talking about a mix of different brands. I'm going to be talking about brands that are 100% vegan, brands that are cruelty-free but have like a big like vegan range, and then brands that you should avoid essentially. So brands that are owned by companies that sell to China. So it's a whole thing. Stay tuned, it's going to be very interesting, and I hope, yeah, you feel educated at the end of this. So yeah, like I'm just going to start. Like, I did a video back in 2018 about this exact topic. I rewatched it today and I was like, oh my god, all of this information is out. Like, so much of it has so much has changed in 3 years when it comes to accessible makeup in the UK, particularly vegan makeup in the UK. And yeah, I just thought, you know what, it's time I do an updated video because it's, for me anyway, it's a really important topic, and I want to kind of show you the difference between what cruelty-free versus vegan means in terms of makeup, like if you don't already know. So here we go, I'll start off now. So one shop I want to big up before I get into the makeup. This is kind of like the items that I need pre-makeup or are unrelated to makeup, but they're just like kind of everyday items that I need. And that brand is Superdrug, which in the UK is obviously just a drugstore that sells everything from like cosmetics to toiletries to medical stuff. I go there to get like my skincare stuff and also like hair care and stuff like that, and I'll just kind of show you these products quickly before I get to the makeup, just so that you can understand kind of like my pre-makeup game. So I want to start with the shampoo and conditioner that I've started using recently. They do have another collection called Extracts that I use often as well, but recently I've started buying these because they're good for boosting fine hair. And if you can see, I have very fine hair and it takes a lot of work to make this hair even stand up. Like, there is not enough product in this hair today to make it its usual like large self, but like, so this is just like their pro vitamin range with arginine. This is the shampoo, this is the conditioner. It's just standard, very cheap, usually on offer. I use it a lot, very good. Like, I'm not promoting extremely expensive, you know, super high quality products. That's not like the point of this video. The point of this video is that I'm on a very low budget myself when it comes to makeup and toiletries, etc. So I try and find things that are, you know, kind of high quality for the price that they are, and just make things easier for lower income people to be more aware of where they buy their things and how easy it can be to actually be like cruelty-free vegan when it comes to these kind of things, because it is actually so widely accessible. Superdrug is obviously not the only brand. There are other brands out there that carry kind of like Co-op, I know now, have like their own like range of like, not necessarily like shampoo, maybe, I don't know, but they do like things like hand wash and stuff, and you know, and washing up liquids, stuff like that. Very simple, like small things that in the long run will make a difference. This is not Superdrug brand, but it is original source, and they always have these on offer, so I always get them. It's just like shower gel, and I love their entire collection, and it's all vegan and amazing, and also everything that they do is recyclable as well. So try and buy things that have the recyclable icons on the back so you can recycle. Don't forget to recycle, that's just as important as all of this. Okay, just another thing, toothpaste, same thing. Always on offer. I always buy like 2 for 1, and it's always just like really cheap, so I kind of get it for like £1 when it's usually like £2.50 or whatever. So next is just like some parts of like my skincare routine. This one is really good for getting makeup off because it's like a foamy thing. It's lost the lid, ignore that, but this is like a really good foamy boy that gets off makeup. Very good. I also use these, and I also have this as well, and this is just like good for like exfoliating the skin. This is B, which is Superdrug's own like cosmetics brand and toiletries brand, I guess. And they have like a whole range of like makeup and toiletries, and it's all vegan cruelty-free, very good. And this is just like an oatmeal exfoliator scrub, which is very good for like dry skin and stuff because oatmeal is just super absorbent. It's great. This is my moisturizer that I use. It's from the same range as this, and it's a daily moisturizer, brightening day cream, very good, very useful. And yeah, so like that's it. It's very simple. All of these items you can get at Superdrug. Last but not least, before I get onto the makeup, hairspray. It's literally just a hairspray range, and it's just their own Superdrug own range, and it's vegan. You're all here for the makeup, so I'm gonna stop talking about toiletries and just get onto the makeup. So first off, I want to promote brands that are vegan and cruelty-free, like 100% vegan, cruelty-free, unproblematic brands that have no like drama with, and they're not like super expensive, you know. This is just easily accessible in the UK. You can buy them at Superdrugs, Boots, Beauty Bay, or their own websites. If these brands do have their own websites, I will link them down below. Sometimes they don't. I haven't checked fully about all of these before this video, but most of the time you can also just buy directly from their websites. I'm gonna get on with these brands. I will talk about my first favorite brand that I absolutely love and have not stopped talking about since I discovered them, Barry M. So Barry M is just standard British UK brand. I picked them up in my last video 3 years ago where I said they weren't 100% vegan, but they had like 80% vegan stuff. They have now since then gone 100% vegan. I absolutely adore their stuff. It's so cheap, it's so accessible, it's so bright and fun, but they also have more toned down stuff if you need. And they have an amazing range of nail polish. I'll just show you some of the makeup that I have from them. I need to update my foundation and concealer because these are like, they're on their way out. And I have another foundation that I'm using, I'll show you that one later. But yeah, so just standard, like lots of, not like a whole range of colors. They have a few more now than they did like 3 years ago. Just a standard concealer foundation. I have a whole range of eyeliners by them. I tend to not actually use any of these as eyeliners apart from the white and black one. All of these are like what I put on my eyebrows and stuff. So yeah, very good. Multiple different colors. It used to be that not all of their eyeliners were vegan, but at some point, I don't know when, I wasn't paying attention, they just stopped putting like beeswax and stuff in their eyeliners, so now they're all 100% vegan. It's amazing. And since I've known them, Barry M have been very vocal about having vegan makeup, and it's not like, obviously to like some point it is like a financial kind of like ploy to get more money from by being more accessible to more people. But Barry M to me has always kind of like been able to just be like, yeah, we're vegan and we're proud of it because, you know, we want to be more accessible and not be cruel to animals, you know? And the thing is, like what I was saying earlier about the difference between being vegan and cruelty-free is that cruelty-free just means it's not tested on animals, but it can contain animal products. The main ones being carmine, which is made from crushed beetles, which clearly is not a vegan thing because you're killing animals for the sake of human consumption. And then ones from bees, which are like beeswax and raw jelly. And then sometimes they put lanolin in things, which is from wool. So, you know, there's random animal products in these, and I guess sometimes they put milk and eggs in them, but I think that's more like for like facial scrubs and whatever. Lush. Yeah, so like they've just, like Barry M in particular, have moved away from any animal products at all. So 100% vegan, great, very cheap, love it. I also have like these little glitter pots as well. This one I have because it's a new one of this one because I use this so much that I'm gonna run out soon. These are what I use for like, I mean if you go and watch my makeup videos, you'll see me using these all the time. I love them, they're just little glitter pots and they're kind of like shiny, like dust. They're not necessarily glitter, they're more like dusts and dazzling dusts and glitter dusts. I love them, great. Then just standard mascaras. I say standard, this one is black, this one is pink, like it's actually the one I'm wearing now. I love it, it's great, like they're really, really good. And like I got 3 of these for real cheap, like in the sale for like £2 each or something, because I guess normal people don't buy pink mascara. So I was like, I'll take the whole lot. And yes, I have 2 of those. I love it. Liquid highlighter, liquid chrome even. I mix it in with my foundation sometimes, or just I put it here like this, just to give it a little highlight drop. It's cute, love it, so cute. Then yeah, I just have like little random things in Barry M. So like lip glosses and like lipsticks and strobe cream, which is kind of like a highlight. Yeah, I just have like a full collection of Barry M stuff. Like I love their stuff, it's so good. Essential to every single time I do my makeup is just like a loose powder. I think it's like £5, I think. It's just like a standard compact powder. So yeah. And then last but not least about Barry M is their nail varnishes. All vegan, very good. I love them all. I obviously use these 3 more. I was gonna do my nails today for this video, but then I didn't have time, so I was like, sorry about that. Probably would have done these, but yeah, aren't they cute? So next brand I want to talk about is a brand that hasn't been super popular in the UK until like the last 5 years. And this brand is Elf, what we Elf, Eyes, Lips, Face, I think it stands for. And obviously they're a US brand, but they recently started delving into like the UK scene. I say recently, like 5 years ago or something, maybe longer. But I only started noticing who they were from like 4 years ago. They're not the cheapest in the UK because obviously it's all imported from the US, and they kind of like up the prices to kind of make up for the import tax and whatever. But 100% vegan, cruelty-free, great brand, relatively well priced for them being imported. You have quite a few items from them. I did a haul from them. If you go and check out my last video. I tend to just buy their stuff directly from Superdrug, just because when I go in there, that way I can just buy loads of makeup all at once. And I tend to, you know, if I go in there for a specific thing and I end up on the elf shelf, on the elf shelf. Yeah, but let me just show you what small little things I have in milk. So the 2 most important things I think for me are these primers. So this one I bought recently. It was actually like kind of expensive. I think it was like maybe £8 or something. But it's a putty primer. Again, I was using it in my last video. You can go check it out. It's cool. Like I like it. Like it does its job. And then another one is this primer that smells like oranges. And I didn't buy it from the UK. My friend gave it to me when I was in the US. Primers are really good. Like they might not be a high-end brand over in the US, but over here they're like mid-range, you know. And then just some random things left. I love this kind of like gold shimmer. Sometimes I put it all over my face. Like a little blush. I guess it's just like a glitter stick, and then just a standard eyeliner pencil. You know, you can get your basics from these brands, and that's really important. And these are just standard brands that you can get from a drugstore. Let's talk about the biggest turnaround brand since I recorded my last video 3 years ago. At the end of that video, I mentioned that MUA had nothing on their site that indicated that like their stuff was vegan. Like it was really not very well like marked. They didn't really advocate openly for vegan makeup, and they just didn't really seem to care. And I was like, yeah, like, well, technically some of their stuff might be vegan. They don't really seem to actually care about promoting themselves as such. Therefore, why would I want to bother shopping there when I can actually go to brands that are like strongly, you know, marked as vegan? MUA recently decided, you know what, let's just make all of our makeup vegan, the whole lot, and we're going to be very openly advocating for it. And I was like shocked. I was like, how could a brand go from that in 3 years, you know? Like some brands take a lot longer, and like Barry M, they were like 80% vegan like 3 years ago, and they didn't even become like fully vegan until over recently. And this is like MUA went from like absolutely nothing to the entire collection. So I'm very like, I feel like for them obviously it was more of kind of like a monetary thing. Like they know that it will get them money, and they're so cheap that, you know, it's a really good place to start for basics and stuff like that. So I have these 2 palettes. This one I have destroyed. I've had it quite a long time. And their palettes are like alright, you know, like they're really cheap for what they are, and they last a long time, and the colours are actually really good pigmented colours, and I love them a lot. They also have like a really good foundation range, and this is the one that I've been using. It's a matte foundation, which I prefer because I have quite oily skin. Like I find like it kind of helps to calm down my skin a little bit so I don't look so shiny all the time. If I want to look shiny, I want it to be intentional, you know, not because I'm covered in oil. And then I just have like standard eyeliners and like this one little lipstick that I bought in like absolutely intense. Like I bought it in the sale. Yeah, like I 100% advocate MUA Makeup Academy. I think their makeup range is really accessible, really high quality for the price that it is. You can buy it only in Superdrug, I think exclusively, apart from Beauty Bay. So I think it's just Beauty Bay and Superdrug where you can buy it. But yes, very good. Very, very proud of them for taking that step. Even if it is just for the money, they took that step, and that's what's the most important thing for me. So another brand that I don't actually have any stuff of because it's actually like a little bit pricey for what it is, and they don't really have a lot of fun stuff. It's mostly quite like toned down, casual, daily wear stuff, and that is B. Cosmetics, which is where this, which is the brand that does this, which is Superdrug's own makeup brand. Their entire range is vegan, cruelty free. Again, it's quite standard stuff, but if that's what you're kind of looking for, high quality, standard basic stuff, again, available at Superdrug. But I don't have any of their stuff now, so I can't really show you what it looks like. But again, I'll put a link down for that below. And the last brand that I'm going to talk about in terms of 100% vegan is Beauty Bay. I think I keep accidentally calling this palette BH Cosmetics. It's not, it's Beauty Bay Cosmetics. It's like by Beauty Bay, it's their own thing. And it's just this huge palette, you know, of all of these colours, and I got it on sale for like £11, and like originally only £20 or something like that. But like, you get all of these colours, you know, like it's a big palette, and it's nice matte colour. It's what I'm using on my eyes today. It's what I've been using for like every single look recently. I absolutely adore it. I think it's so good. All vegan. Has like the little thing at the bottom there that says cruelty free and vegan. You really can't see it at all. And yeah, I love it, and I think it's just amazing that Beauty Bay themselves have come out with this palette, and they've got a few other palettes as well. It's just a really good step in the right direction for having accessible, cruelty-free and vegan makeup that is really high quality. It's Beauty Bay. What can I say? Now we're actually going to talk about BH Cosmetics and this goddamn flicking palette that I've had for years and years. I've just used consistently. That is a bit wrecked. They have, I think it's, looking at my notes, they look like they're 95% vegan, so they have like that step, that 5% step. Just, you know, I think if you're 90%, 95%, you might as well just get that whole 100% and then have that on your record as being another brand that's accessible. So I have a feeling that in the next couple of years BH Cosmetics might become 100% vegan, so wait for that, hold it out for that. They're still a good brand, and obviously 95% of their stuff is vegan, so it's very accessible for people who want to buy vegan cosmetics. I've seen them in Boots, and I know that you can get it on Beauty Bay as well. Take a look at that, very good. BH Cosmetics, recommend. Good price, good quality, 95% vegan. But because they're not 100% vegan, they are not on my 100% vegan list. So, looking at you, BH, looking at you. So another brand that I talked about in my previous video, now I'm talking about, is Revolution. They were at the similar level as MUA, where before they just kind of didn't care at all. So they've kind of flipped a little bit, like they're not 100% vegan, and they're not like crazy advocate about it, but they do mark the stuff that is vegan. They are 76% vegan with their stuff, so possibly also in the next few years they might also become 100%, so we can hold out for that. Fairly mid-range price, I would say Revolution is. If you're in the UK, you've probably seen it, you know what it is. Yeah, so I mean, they've done well for themselves in the last 3 years. They're no longer on my avoid list. They're finally on my, you know what, they're doing a good job, and if you like their stuff and it's vegan, absolutely buy it. You know, by buying the vegan items that these companies sell, it's showing them that it's beneficial to them if they do that. So in the long run, it's beneficial for us. So before I get on to the next lot of things, I want to talk about brushes. So there are 3 brands that I have brushes from that I care about a lot, that I want to bring up with you. That is Ecotools. These you can buy at drugstores. I've seen them at drugstores. I got these as presents from my mum. All synthetic, all vegan, very cool. They're called Ecotools, kind of in the name a little bit. Sometimes they give it away. Very standard, very natural looking, good brushes. Love them. I have a lovely collection of brushes from B, which is obviously Superdrug's own brand. It's just their brushes. Again, synthetic, good brushes. This is like my foundation brush. I use it all the time. I love it. It's a good brush. This selection of brushes is a little bit more pricey, but very well known. This is the Spectrum brushes. Oh, this one's upside down. Yeah, like they are, you know what, like they're quite pricey usually, but they always have sales on these. And I think, again, these weren't, so they're fairly reasonably priced for, you know, the collection that they are. And they're amazing. Spectrum vegan cruelty-free brushes, love them, and they're aesthetic AF, very me. So I'm very happy that I have these. I was wanting this collection of brushes for ages. So yes, 3 brands I recommend for brushes: Ecotools, B, and Spectrum. I'm sure there are other brands out there, but these are just the ones that I know about and the ones that I care about. All right, look, let's talk about these other brands. So we're gonna be talking about cruelty-free brands that have like vegan collections. You can hear the sarcasm in my voice, but I'm gonna try and be like, just give you the facts, okay? I'm gonna try and take my bias out of this. Let's start again. I am gonna talk about brands that are labeled as cruelty-free. In the UK, they are cruelty-free brands. They have a selection of vegan items and possibly, you know, advertise them as such. However, they are owned by a parent company that sells to China. If you sell to China, you have to have, in China, they will test your products on animals by law. So if you sell to China, your products are being tested on animals. So that's on you. If you sell to China, that's on you. The brands that I'm about to mention, again, the ones that are cruelty-free, are owned by companies that sell to China. You can, you know, decide on this yourself. If you want to support those companies that are technically cruelty-free, but are supported by those parent companies, obviously you can make up your own mind on that. Also, none of these companies are vegan at all. Like, none of them are 100% vegan. They all have something in, like, they use animal products, you know, freely. Beeswax, calming, whatever, they don't really care. They just have a vegan range for accessibility or whatever. Right, so the first one on the list is NYX. It's such a shame because obviously NYX is like a really good brand, like they have really cute stuff. I have some products from NYX, but literally all of these are presents from friends and family members and whatever. So appreciate it. I don't want NYX stuff. Please stop giving me NYX makeup. Like, I get it, it's aesthetic, it's cute, I love it, but no more NYX. No more NYX for me, thank you. I'm obviously not gonna like throw away this makeup. I'm going to use it because it's already been bought, but I'm not gonna buy from NYX in future. I don't like personally buying from companies that their parents' companies sell to China, when there are plenty of brands out there who aren't owned by parent companies, who don't advocate, who don't allow that to happen just for the sake of money. Like, doesn't matter. Like, for me, that line, like, you need to separate that. If you are going to be a cruelty-free brand, you should not be owned by a company that is not cruelty-free. I feel like it's very hypocritical. I don't care if it's just for the money and it helps you get your business off the ground. You can't advocate yourself as cruelty-free and then go ahead and like allow that to happen. Like, I don't really care about it. I don't care for it. There are plenty of brands out there. Barry M, Elf, MUA, Beauty Bay, BH Cosmetics, all of those brands, none of them are owned by a parent company that sells to China. So clearly there are plenty of brands out there that do not sell to China and doing great. Great brands, love it, respect, big respect. So other brands that are owned by parent companies, Urban Decay, both NYX and Urban Decay are owned by L'Oreal, and then Too Faced, which is owned by Estee Lauder. Very like brands that have like really good stuff, but they're just problematic because of their parent companies. And none of these brands have like a huge vegan range. Like, if you go like, the way that I know that like the reason like NYX, for example, have like a vegan range is for money, is because if you go onto the Superdrug website, there's this big thing that says Veganuary and they have like loads of vegan like stuff. and there's a whole advert that says NYX, and it says like vegan, and it like has this picture of like some makeup and this model modeling NYX makeup. If you then go onto the Boots website, there is that exact same NYX advert, and there's nothing that says vegan on it because it's not for a Veganuary thing. So they're literally just saying, cool, look at this makeup here on this vegan page that it's vegan, look at that. And then when it comes to Boots, they don't care, because Boots aren't, like, they don't strongly advocate for vegan makeup, like their own stuff. I don't really know if it's even like vegan, but like it's cruelty free, yeah, but they don't care about vegan stuff. So again, it's all for money. Legally, everything in the UK has to be cruelty free anyway, so they're doing that because it's the law, not because they actually care. So that's just my angry opinion. I prefer Superdrug, absolutely 100%. They're just so vocal about stocking like vegan cruelty free brands. Like they do sell brands that aren't vegan cruelty free, but them as a company, they are very vocal about it. And MUA and Barry M and everything like that you can find in Superdrug, amazing. Superdrug's own brand, obviously, amazing. So okay, so it goes without saying, brands to avoid that directly sell to China and don't necessarily advocate for cruelty free. They don't label themselves as cruelty free, and they say, oh yeah, we're cruelty free except for China where it's required by law. So therefore, again, not cruelty free. For me, I don't see the difference. Like if you sell to China versus if you test on animals anyway, like you're testing on animals either way. So these are brands like, I'm just gonna read off my list here. So like NARS, Maybelline, Estee Lauder, L'Oreal, Max Factor X, Revlon, Rimmel London. There are plenty of other brands out there that just like them, I would 100% avoid. I don't advocate them. I don't advocate their makeup. They're not cruelty free. One thing to avoid is when a brand says vegan formula, because they can still test on animals but have technically a vegan formula in their products where there's no animal products. A vegan formula does not mean cruelty free. It has to be vegan. Vegan versus vegan formula, two different things. Don't be fooled. If a company says vegan formula, it's a red flag. It's a huge red flag, because they cannot legally label it as vegan, and they try and get away with it because they can, because for the money, you know, like, oh, vegan formula. I'm just like, I don't care. You're not cruelty free. I'm not gonna, like, it's just, you know, people who are not necessarily educated on that will fall for that, and I think that's really wrong and it's misleading, and F those companies that try and do that. Okay, so something else I want to clarify as well, which is very important when it comes to stuff that sells to China. If a company makes their products in China, if it's manufactured in China, as long as they don't sell to China, they do not have to test it on animals. Therefore, brands that have factories in China and make their products, their makeup, whatever in China, they can still be labeled as cruelty free as long as they do not sell to China. So they can export it all over the world to countries that don't require it by law and still be 100% cruelty free. Obviously, when it comes to human kind of like slave labor and that part of it and ethics, that's a different section, that's a different thing. So again, I haven't necessarily done research on a lot of the brands that are manufactured in China. That's probably something for much more research to delve into, so I might do that at some point. But for now, yeah, if a brand says it's manufactured in China, as long as it doesn't sell to China, it's still labelled as cruelty free. And obviously if their products are vegan, it's still labelled the same. So yeah, just that's something I thought we would mention, because sometimes people see the word China and they think they sell to China, but no, it's not, it's all good. I think that's all my notes, you know. Okay, I think the last thing I'm gonna have to talk about, because I feel like I haven't mentioned it at all, are like Lush. Yes, Lush does have a like kind of like vegan collection, and like 99% of their stuff is vegan, whatever. However, in the last year, they've got themselves into a lot of trouble. First time was around June, when the Black Lives Matter movement was re-emerging due to you know, like the tragic murders by police of people like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Lush, there were some pictures that were surfacing of people giving out like Lush like charity items to the police, like in the streets and stuff like that. And as far as I'm aware, those pictures weren't actually happening around that time. Those pictures were from like a previous like thing that they did, like months, maybe a year before that or something. But when it came to kind of like clarifying the situation, the owner of the company, he never really like properly addressed it. He was kind of just like, yeah, you know, like we didn't really mean it like that. Like obviously we're like against police brutality, blah blah blah, but then like I also like support the police for like looking after us and blah blah blah, but then never really said like, you're right, that was, you know, that we shouldn't be seeing that kind of imagery right now. We are 100% against police brutality. We apologise that we, you know, blah blah blah. You know, they could have just handled it so much better, and I just felt like they just really didn't handle it well. And since then I stopped buying Lush. Like I just feel weird about it. And then last month, or maybe the month before, I can't remember, it surfaced that they had given some of their money from their charity pots to a transphobic charity. Basically a TERF charity. They see trans women as men and they see trans men as women, and actually kind of include trans men into their kind of circle because they still count them as women. It's very bleh, bleh, bleh. But yeah, Lush UK didn't necessarily apologise for this, and it's left an even more bitter taste in my mouth, and I think they're an awful company, and I don't care how vegan and cruelty free they are. Like when it comes to looking after the people that they supposedly support, the amount of trans people who work for Lush, like just complete slap in the face. Like I love the staff that work in the Lush stores. I know plenty of people that do. They are lovely people. Like the managers that arrange like charity events to support like the trans community and Black Lives Matter and everything like that. Amazing people. The staff and the managers, great, but the people who work in higher up and the owners of the company are horrible people, and they're just money grabbing capitalists who are literally profiting off of the vegan movement for their own benefit, and I hate them, and they're bastards, and I really just I'm so upset because obviously Lush is like actually a really good company in terms of having cruelty-free and vegan stuff, having recyclable stuff, having like, you know, naked packaging and stuff like that. But as a company, like the owners and CEO, whatever, not good people, and I don't advocate for Lush, and they're really expensive anyway, so I never buy their stuff because I can't afford it, so it's nothing to me anyway. But yeah, that's my opinion on Lush. I don't even have to explain the drama around brands like Jeffree Star and Kat Von D. Like obviously Kat Von D isn't owned by her anymore. They go by, I think they're just like KVD or something, Beauty or whatever. Brands like that, obviously, whilst technically yes they are vegan and cruelty free, they're also very expensive, so therefore they're not really in this line because they're just inaccessible for people who are on a low income. Like one palette is like 50 quid, like piss off, my god. And then obviously, yeah, they're like, there's so much racism involved, so much like just drama around these companies about being really bad companies. And I don't have to explain that. If you want to know about the drama about those brands, literally just Google those brands plus drama or problematic or racism or something. It will come up. I don't have to explain that to you, and I don't want to waste my time talking about them anymore. So obviously avoid those brands. Unfortunately Beauty Bay sell them, but they probably get a lot of money from that because it's the only place you can get like Jeffree Star anyway in the UK. The point is, like, I don't advocate those brands and you shouldn't either. And if you're still supporting Jeffree Star, why are you watching this video? You clearly don't care about ethics or morals or anything like that. Oh, but it's just such good stuff, like he has so much money. Yeah, but you're the one that's giving him that money by buying his products. You're saying, I don't care how bad you are as a person, I'll continue to buy your products. So it doesn't matter if he has like $1 billion, $4 billion. Even if you're giving him $50, you're still giving him that money to support his ugly ass brand and his horrible soul. So look, I want to end this video on a good note, on a positive, happy note. There are so many lovely vegan and cruelty-free brands out there, not just in the UK. There are other brands all over the world that are super strong advocates for cruelty-free vegan makeup. I don't have a list of those, but maybe I will do in the future when I have like more makeup from brands when I can kind of afford to buy outside of the UK. It's a big growing movement, and it makes me very happy, and I'm just very excited that even in the last 3 years, when I made my last video about this, there's just a huge surge of products that are now available for people like me who are on a low budget. It's accessible, you can just go into your local drugstore and buy this stuff. It's good quality stuff. Someone like me who likes a little bit more pizzazz, you know, with my blue eyebrows, whatever, my pink mascara, you can buy stuff like that from Barry M, you know? So I absolutely 100% advocate for Barry M, MUA, Elf, and Beauty Bay. And then the brands that will hopefully become vegan in the future are brands like BH Cosmetics and maybe Revolution, if they kind of pick up on how like strong advocates they are for vegan makeup. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, that's everything I have to say on this matter. I hope you stuck with me to the end through all my happiness and ranting and everything like that. If you like my content, be sure to subscribe. Like this video, comment down below any brands that you like I've mentioned that you have an opinion of, be it good or bad. I'd love to know your thoughts. I post all my looks on my Instagram as well, so go follow like all my social media down below. I also have my own brand, not makeup obviously, but like a fashion brand that I have, so go and check that down below too. I don't know, I can't really self-plug myself any more than go and look at my links down below. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope it's educational for you. I've done so much research on this over the years that it's just become some facts that are in my head, so I thought I would share that with everyone. Go and binge watch all my other videos that I have. There's plenty. You go on the next one, look, that's another 20-minute video of me doing something or other. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.